Hello, this is Ahmed Qayyum. Let me show you that how we can create tabs inside Adobe XD. It's very simple. You can create in few simple steps. So let me show you a demo first and then we can start the process. If I scroll down and if I click on this antigen test, there you can see that I can see the results related to antigen test. And when I click on molecular PCR, there you can see that the image has been changed and the heading has been updated. So how we can create in Adobe XD so that your client or the users can interact with your website and he can give you a proper feedback that how it feels and how it can be improved further. So just cancel it. I have just copied the artboard, and there you can see the section. So actually how it works, let me show you that how actually it's working. Just click on it and just see on the right side of your screen, on my screen, so you can see a section called components, and there you can see we have three states: default state, antigen test, and the molecular test. So it's the default state, it's the second state, and it's the third state. So there are three things that you can notice. The image has been changed when I switch to different states. The heading has been changed and the appearance of the tabs gets changing when I change the state. So we just need to make these changes that we want in every state. So at this moment, there are no states. So just select all and right click and group. Just click. Now see on the right side of your screen, there is a section called component. Click on plus. So it's a default state, and let's create another state. So say it as, so just click on new state and say it as antigen test. Okay, create another state, new state, and rename it as molecular PCR. Okay, so this is the default and this is the antigen test. So now we need to update the image. So I have the image, so let's replace it with this one. So just click copy. So just click on the group, double click, and now paste the image that we have just copied. So Control V, and now you can see that this is inside this group. So what we can do is we just need to place over that image. I'm just using keyboard shortcuts to move this image behind the image for the PCR test and just delete this one. Okay, so just go to the third state and copy this image. So right click, copy, select the third state, and now double click and paste that image. So I'm just using my keyboard control square brackets to just move that layer behind this image. So select and delete. So now if I go to default state, there you can see this is the first image, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Okay, so for the second state, let's rename it as antigen test, and let's fix the text as well. Okay, And for the third state, let's rename the heading as molecular PCR and fix the heading as well. Okay. Now let me show you that how we can change the appearance of the tabs when we switch between the states. So for the default state, we have this. We just need to copy the hex code of this color. I'm just creating 2 square boxes so that I can paste the hex code to make them reusable. Okay, so let's go to the second state, and now we want this button to look like this and this to looks like this, because now this is the active state. So let's remove the border and give it a fill. Remove the fill. And this is how we can change the state. So let me see that what's the size of the border. So it's 1 and yeah, it's 2. So let's make it 1. And I think this is the medium pop-ins and this is the semi-bold. So let's make it medium and let's make it semi-bold. Okay, now let me show you that how it looks. So it's the default state and this is the antigen state. So now how you can create the prototype so that when the user clicks on these tabs, so that we need to tell the system that where to click to change the state. So for this purpose, let's go back to the default state and let's go to the prototypes. So you can see the prototypes on the top left corner. So I just click on prototypes and let's double click antigen test. Click on this arrow. Now you can see the interaction details. So on tap, we need to transition between the states. So what's the destination? So destination is the antigen test. So this is the second state of this group. Okay. So let me show you that how. So when I click on this, let me show you antigen test. So when on antigen test, let's select the PCR, click here and go back to the default state. Okay, we can also apply a third state as well, transition, and on clicking molecular PCR, go to the molecular PCR. Okay, let's select the group again and go to the molecular PCR. So for the molecular PCR, we need to change the appearance of this tab, but let's apply the interactions. So choose the artboard antigen state, and for this tab, just click on the arrow and change the destination as default state. Okay, just click again and select the default state, and let's click on the play icon. So let's see that how it works. So it's a default state when I click on antigen test. So the state has been changed. When I click back on PCR, it gets back to the default state. When I click on molecular, so yeah, we need to, yeah, so you can see that the interaction has not been added on the default state for molecular PCR. So let's click here and click the arrow so you can see the interaction details. Click on destination and select molecular PCR. Now just let's test the different tabs at how it works. So actually it's on the molecular PCR, but you need to change the appearance of this tab. Here you can see, so this is the PCR, this is the antigen test, this is the PCR test, this is the antigen test. So for the third one, you need to change the appearance. So I just wanted to show you a demo that how you can create such kind of tabs inside Adobe XD. So it's very simple, it's very interesting, and I hope you have learned a lot of new things. So keep practicing these things, and wherever you apply, do share it with me so that I can review, I can give you a feedback on it. So let's meet on another video. See you there. Thank you so much.